In Austin, I'm Quita Culpepper, and we're learning more about how a deadly shooting unfolded outside a North Austin Target store Monday. The suspected shooter, 32-year-old Ethan Nineker, is facing murder charges. Police say he randomly attacked and killed a Target employee, 24-year-old Hector Leopoldo Martinez Machuca. They say the shooter then carjacked a vehicle in the Target parking lot, killing 65-year-old Adam Chow and his 4-year-old granddaughter Astrid. APD laid out a timeline of events, saying at around 2:15 Monday afternoon, Nineker shot the Target employee in the parking lot while he was collecting carts. The officers say he shot the 2 other victims and stole their SUV. He crashed it on Mopac and Anderson Lane. After trying and failing to hijack a water truck, he carjacked another woman and took off in her Volkswagen. They say that's how he got all the way to South Austin. Nineker tried breaking into a Waymo taxi, and eventually officers found him walking naked down the street. They tased him and took him into custody. APD Chief Lisa Davis said APD had mental health interactions with Nineker in the past.
I'm thinking about the past incidents that we had with him on mental health runs, and where is the follow-up there? And for someone to have the capacity to take the life of 3 innocent people and a 4-year-old child. As we move forward and are looking more into this, it will be interesting to kind of peel that back and see where those failures took place.
Investigators say Nineker got the gun from a family member, but they aren't sure if that person will face charges for allowing access to that weapon. Court records show Nineker faced multiple charges in Williamson and Travis counties, dating all the way back to 2012. Leah Ivory, who's known the suspect for years, says he'd struggled before, but it was a shock to learn what he had allegedly done.
He might have been a problem child, but like this is a nice person to their core. To think that that type of person would end up taking someone's life, and even a child, like what kind of reasoning and thought process? There's no sound thought process to hurt a child. Like, that just makes me want to cry,
When asked about past mental health calls involving Nineker, Chief Davis said she couldn't get into specifics, but she said APD will look into his background and said there were, quote, some serious failures. Governor Greg Abbott says the next special session will begin as soon as the first one ends on Friday with the same topics on the agenda. Meanwhile, in Chicago, House Democrats are vowing to keep up their fight and spread the word about the Republican redistricting effort in Texas.
And I know the narrative in the media has been the state legislators ran or we fled. I'm from Third Ward, Texas. I ain't never ran from a fight in my life. What we did do is we left the state of Texas, 1, to deny quorum as our constitutional right as a minority party, but 2, we bringing this fight directly to the streets. Right. We're bringing it to y'all because we want y'all to know what's going on. We want y'all to pay attention.
In a statement, members of the House Democratic Caucus said all options are on the table in their efforts to fight redistricting. Starting this school year, all Texas public schools and charter school classrooms must have silent panic alarms. Adam Bennett shows us how one local district is implementing that law.
A new school year at Round Rock ISD means new students and staff.
And everybody's ready to welcome them back.
And new technology to protect them.
We're ready to go on launch for the school year.
Ready, Superintendent Dr. Hafed Azay says, to comply with Alyssa's law. It requires silent panic alarms in each classroom in public schools and charter schools across Texas.
We hope we never have to use these tools.
On every phone, you'll find a button like this one. It goes directly to police, whether you're in an office like this one or any classroom on any campus.
A push of those buttons or a 911 call alerts law enforcement and key staff and locks the doors.
Not just they're going to know what campus, but they will know exactly what classroom.
When the alert comes in, it's going to pull up the map of the school that the alert was triggered in.
Rich Andriucci is the district's director of safety and security. He showed me the software by running through a drill involving a threat in the cafeteria.
I got the notification here on the side of the screen, it showed I also got a text message. I can click on any of the cameras in the cafeteria and have a live view of what's going on.
The software also lets users unlock doors for first responders. We agreed not to show Andreucci's screen to avoid sharing school maps and camera locations.
You're talking about in a situation where every second counts. You're getting literally real-time information.
To the second.
We asked the Texas Education Agency which districts are compliant with Alyssa's law and what consequences they'll face if they aren't. In response, the agency wrote, quote, as of June 2025, 98% of school districts reported as being compliant with state requirements for silent panic alert technology, Alyssa's law. TEA continues to provide technical assistance to districts that are still implementing the technology. New technology to help this district's longtime goal.
Go straight to where the threat is and hopefully eliminate the threat.
Of kids leaving campus as safely as they arrive.
Round Rock ISD starts class on Tuesday. The state of Texas dedicated more than $17 million specifically to implement silent panic alert technology in schools. Meanwhile, Alyssa's parents founded an organization, MakeOurSchoolsSafe.org, dedicated to enhancing school safety, including advocating for silent panic alarms in schools nationwide. In the studio, Adam Bennett, KVUE News.
And this new school year, some Hayes CISD parents say they're worried about bus route changes. The district updated its hazardous routes list, and that resulted in more neighborhoods being considered safe for kids to walk to school, meaning more students won't qualify for bus transportation. Brianna Perez explains.
Fewer buses, more walking. That's the change for some Hayes CISD students this fall.
It makes me concerned, it makes me scared, and it makes me very worried for my daughter and all of the other students who are going to have to walk to school.
Hayes CISD provides bus service to students within 2 miles if their walking route is deemed hazardous under TEA rules. Each year, the district updates its hazardous routes list, adding stops for new unsafe areas and removing them when safety improvements like new sidewalks make walking safe. This year, about 400 students, including 200 from Kyle Elementary, lost bus service after their routes were reclassified as safe.
This took away a route that was very crucial to us and everybody in the neighborhood for hometown Kyle.
Tiffany Chavez says her kindergartner will now face a 40-minute walk to Kyle Elementary. She worries about safety along the route.
We've been assured that construction in the area will be completed by Wednesday on the roads that they're working on, because otherwise that would have left it still a hazardous route if it wasn't going to be done.
For some, a popular route to get to Kyle Elementary is here on Veterans Drive, but with ongoing construction, school officials recommend taking a different route. They also say they'll have crossing guards placed at this intersection. Still, some parents say the 2-mile walk is too long.
We need to drop that down, especially for elementary school age.
District officials say they agree, but once a route is no longer considered hazardous, it no longer qualifies for state funding.
2 miles is a long way to go, but that's what we're dealing with in terms of the funding for transportation. And even at that, even with our hazardous routes, they don't fully fund us for that. So it is frustrating.
Kyle police plan to have more units to help with traffic in school zones. Meanwhile, district officials urge parents to contact state lawmakers to push for a review of transportation funding. Reporting in Kyle, Brianna Perez, KVUE News.
And those are the headlines in Austin. I'm Quita Culpepper.